Okay guys, today I'm back for another video and this is going to be my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2015. And this is my first video of 2015, so first off I want to wish everyone a Happy New Year. And yeah, before I actually get into the top 10 list, what I'm going to do is first before I forget, the trailers for every single movie in my top 10 list are going to be in the description below if you want to check them out. If you haven't seen the trailer for the movie yet and you want to know or get an idea of why I'm anticipating them, the trailers are in the description below. But before I actually get into my top 10 list, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through very quickly a bunch of honourable mentions, because there is a lot of movies coming out this year, a lot I'm excited for. I just want to give a few of them I mentioned that couldn't make it into the top 10 list. And also I'm going to see a lot more movies than the ones that I mentioned in this video, because there's so many coming out this year. 2015 is certainly a big year, and 2016 is too. 2016 looks great too, but 2015 is still great, even just for one movie in particular, which we'll get to later on. So I'm just going to run through my honourable mentions. I have them on the iPad here. So, first off, a couple of honourable mentions. We have Mad Max Fury Road. I'm not a big fan of the Mad Max franchise. I really like the first one. But the second one I know a lot of people love, but I'm not a big fan of. I think it's okay. That's kind of one of those movies that everybody loves that I don't necessarily love. I don't think it's all that great, but the third one I don't really like at all. In fact, I just dislike the third one. But I was really impressed with this trailer. I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously Tom Hardy's great, Charlize Theron's great. So the trailer was very impressive to me, and I can't wait to see this movie. But didn't make it into my top 10. We also have The Good Dinosaur. It's a Pixar movie, so for that reason alone, it's definitely an anticipated movie for me. But I'm not as anticipating this Pixar movie as I am another one that I'm going to mention, because we're getting two Pixar movies this year. That one's in my top 10 list, the other one, but we'll get to that later. Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. I've seen all the other Hunger Games movies and I've liked them all so far, so I've got to wrap up the franchise. So I'll see that. Fast and Furious 7. Very interested with this one. Obviously, I've only actually seen the 5th and 6th Fast and Furious, and I've liked them, especially the 5th one. So I'm looking forward to the 7th one. Jason Statham's the villain, so hopefully that's good. And we also have James Wan directing, who obviously directed The Conjuring, which I loved. It was a great horror film, and he's a really good horror director, so I'm really interested to see how he does film and action. So really looking forward to that, really interested. We also have The Fantastic Four, which is the reboot of the Fantastic Four franchise after those two horrible ones that we got in 2005 and 2007. Now, this is very different. They've openly said that it's going to be different from the comic books. A lot of people are sceptical about this, but I'm really interested because that's a really good director, a really good cast. I'm just interested to see how they do with it, and I'm really hoping that this is a surprise to people, because not a lot of people have high expectations for this, but has a great cast. Michael B. Jordan, Miles Teller, Jamie Bell, Kate Mara. I'm not too familiar with Kate Mara's work, but she's really good apparently. But I know the other three guys, they're great, so I'm looking forward to it. But I didn't make it into my top 10 list. What else am I looking forward to? Chappie, the new Neil Blomkamp movie, so that's exciting. Taken 3. I like the first Taken. Second one I thought was okay, so I'll see this one. Kingsman: Secret Service. Good cast. Saw the trailer, looks really funny. Good director, Matthew Vaughn, so I'll see this one. Tomorrowland with George Clooney, and Brad Bird's directing. So Brad Bird directed The Incredibles, which I loved. The Incredibles is easily my top 20 of all time. So yeah, I haven't actually seen Mission Impossible 5 or Mission Impossible 4 yet, which he directed. But I'll be sure to check that out, because Mission Impossible 5 is out, and that is on my honourable mentions list. I'll be sure to watch all the Mission Impossibles before that movie comes out. So yeah, that's why it might have made it into my top 10 if I'd seen all the other ones, but I'm not anticipating it as much yet because I haven't seen the other ones. But I'll be sure to check out Mission Impossible movies before Mission Impossible 5 comes out in the 26th of December 2015. That seems so far away. I'm also looking forward to the Maze Runner, Scorched Trials, the Point Break remake, the Poltergeist remake, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon 2, Ted 2, San Andreas looks like a fun action movie with or disaster movie with The Rock. So yeah, let's move on to my top 10 now because I'm 5 minutes in and I've not even gotten to the top 10 list yet. So at number 10 we have Spectre, which is the new James Bond movie. Obviously I'm excited for this. Sam Mendes is back as directing. Daniel Craig is back as Bond, Ralph Fiennes is back, but we also have Christoph Waltz as the villain, which is extremely exciting because if you've seen Christoph Waltz in anything, you know how good he is, but particularly in Inglourious Basterds, he's a villain in that and he is awesome, so very exciting. We also have Batista as a henchman, which is the perfect role for him, so it's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. At number 9, we have The Martian. The plot of this sounds very interesting, and obviously Ridley Scott is directing. Ridley Scott hasn't done anything too great recently. I really hope this is the one, and I always say that when his movies come out, I hope this is the one that's great, that's even close to the level as Alien, or Blade Runner, or even Gladiator. So, you know, I'm hoping it's close, but it has a great cast, great plot, so I've really got high hopes for this one, and I hope it doesn't disappoint me. At number 8 we have In the Heart of the Sea. This is the new Ron Howard, Chris Hemsworth movie. The last time these two teamed up was with Rush, and that was really good. So if you don't know about the plot of this movie, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I saw the trailer and it was really good. It's basically a movie about the true story that inspired the book Moby Dick. Basically these sailors are terrorised by this giant whale. And the trailer was great, the poster's awesome, there's a really good and creative poster. And the trailer's really good, so it's exciting and I think it looks like a real spectacle. The whale itself looks awesome and quite terrifying. At number 7 we have Pitch Perfect 2. I actually was a big fan of the first Pitch Perfect. I thought it was a very entertaining film. And I was actually really surprised by it because I'm not a big fan of musicals. But that film didn't end up being a musical, it was more like a film about music, and it was quite entertaining. Anna Kendrick's great. So the trailer for this, the second one, didn't impress me all that much, but I am looking forward to it, and I'm hoping that it's much better than the trailer, which I still thought was fine, but it wasn't all that great, but yeah. At number 6 we have Ant-Man, which is obviously the Marvel Studios film. Now, this film has had a lot of controversy behind it. Edgar Wright left. Now, I love Edgar Wright, and I was very much looking forward to seeing him direct a Marvel film. But when he left, I understood it. I understood why he left, and I wasn't gonna let that. I mean, I didn't have the attitude that some people had, like, I'm not gonna watch this movie now because Edgar Wright left. Marvel and Edgar Wright had creative differences because Edgar Wright wanted to make an Edgar Wright movie while Marvel wanted to have it, like all the other Marvel movies, which makes sense. And Edgar Wright has been attached to this movie before even Iron Man came out, so he's been attached to this movie before the Marvel Cinematic Universe was even the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And an Edgar Wright Marvel movie just might not work, so it's okay, I understand that. I know Peyton Reed's directing it now. I've not actually seen any of his films, but I'm hoping it's good. Evangeline Lilly's in it, Paul Rudd, Michael Douglas, Michael Pena's in it. So, great cast, and it's a Marvel movie, and Marvel hasn't disappointed me. I still don't think they've made a bad movie. I think Iron Man 2's their worst, and I even think that movie's still okay. So, they've not disappointed me yet, so I've got high hopes for it, and I hope it's going to be a surprise hit, because I'm certainly going to see it. I'm very optimistic about it. At number 5 we have Inside Out, which is the second Pixar film out this year. This just sounds fantastic and very interesting. If you know anything about the plot, all the characters in the movie are actually emotions, and it all takes place in a little girl's head, and a couple of other characters' heads too. The trailer I thought was very funny, and I think hopefully this is Pixar getting back to that level they used to be at, because the last bunch of movies, Cars 2 I thought was terrible, Brave I thought was okay, and Monsters University was good, but it still wasn't that level yet. And I hope that this movie is that Pixar movie, like the Toy Story movies, like Monsters Inc., like Up, like WALL-E, like Ratatouille, like Finding Nemo, The Incredibles. So I hope it's like that. At number 4, we have Terminator Genisys. Now, the trailer for this I thought was pretty decent. It got me excited. The worst thing about the trailer was the fact that Jai Courtney was in it, and Jai Courtney sucks, but just I have hopes for it. I didn't like Terminator 3. I didn't like... Well, Terminator Salvation was better than Terminator 3, but it still wasn't very good. So I'm hoping that this is at least better than those. Alan Taylor, I believe is the name of the director. I know he directed Thor: The Dark World. Arnold's back, which I know some people don't really like, but I think that's pretty good, I guess, as long as he's not the whole point of the movie, the focal point of the film. But, oh well, he can be kind of the focal point. But, obviously you've got, what's her name, Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones, she's in it, so that's good. We have the guy from Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, he's playing John Connor, he's good. Matt Smith's in it, J.K. Simmons is in it, so good cast, so I'm hoping that this one is good. At number 3 we have Jurassic World. This is a new Jurassic Park movie. What can I say? We haven't got a properly good Jurassic Park movie since the first one. The first one's great, the second one's pretty average, and then the third one's just not good at all. But this one, Colin Trevorrow is directing. And Colin Trevorrow, I haven't actually seen any of his films. I don't think he's actually directed much films. He's an indie director. This is his first big film, so it's interesting to see how he'll do. You've got Chris Pratt in it, which is awesome. You've got Bryce Dallas Howard. So I'm interested, and I do like the plot of it. The trailer I quite liked. So Jurassic World, I'm excited. I'm hoping it's good. At least better than the second and third one, but yeah, it's a Jurassic Park movie, so how can I not be excited? And then at number 2, we have Avengers Age of Ultron. So, the Avengers is my favourite Marvel Cinematic Universe film, and obviously this is a sequel. Joss Whedon is back, and this is, I think it's a given now that I'm going to be excited for every single Marvel movie, because they've yet to disappoint. I think, well, they've yet to make a bad movie. I guess Iron Man 2 is a little disappointing, maybe a few others, but they've yet to make a bad movie, and I'm really looking forward to this one. Obviously, Joss Whedon, he can pretty much do no wrong. You've got, obviously, Robert Downey Jr.'s back as Iron Man, Chris Evans is back as Captain America, Mark Ruffalo, the best part of the Avengers, is back as the Hulk, Chris Hemsworth back as Thor. You got James Spader as Ultron. Ultron looks like an awesome villain. Aaron Taylor-Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen are joining the cast, both talented people, I think, as Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. We've got Vision, first time in a Marvel movie, played by Paul Bettany, who played Jarvis before. Let's see, we've got Andy Serkis, who is playing Claw, I believe, so that's going to be a nice tie-in to Black Panther. Andy Serkis is great, and so much more. Obviously Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner. Hopefully Jeremy Renner gets a bit more to do as Hawkeye. Samuel L. Jackson surely will be in it, probably a small part, but he'll be in it as Nick Fury. Here Tom Hiddleston is going to be in it as Loki. So I think it has hopefully it's going to be a little bit darker, a little bit edgier, but I'm looking forward to it. It's an Avengers movie, what can I say? The trailer was awesome, so what can I say? But all of these movies, every movie I've named so far, all 14 minutes worth of movies I've named so far, mean nothing in comparison to my number 1. I think you all know what it is. It's Star Wars Episode 7, Star Wars The Force Awakens. I don't really know where to begin, because this might sound very sad, but me, like many other movie lovers, Star Wars changed my life. Star Wars, along with films like Jaws and Back to the Future, I would say got me into film and got me to appreciate film. And the fact that we're getting a new Star Wars movie is kind of the best thing ever. And the most exciting thing ever. And the trailer was an awesome teaser trailer. No, you can't say much about it because it's a teaser trailer, but it was a teaser trailer. It was a very good teaser trailer because it teased you and you're excited for the movie. So it done its job. So where do I begin with this? Okay, well, it's a Star Wars movie. And if you're one of the 2 people that haven't seen Star Wars, then I guess everyone else understands that. Understands how exciting it is and how much Star Wars has impacted people, because and look, I'm not going to get into the whole prequel thing, because I actually the first 2 prequels, Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, I don't like, but Revenge of the Sith I think is pretty good. But I'm not talking about the prequels. I'm talking about the original movies. Those things changed lives. They're amazing, and I think this is going to be awesome. Obviously the original cast is back, but I like that they're not the focal point of the thing. They're not even in the teaser trailer, which I think was genius. They're not even in it, which is great, because that's steering towards the new generation of cast. We've got John Boyega from Attack the Block, awesome. We've got Daisy Ridley, who I have no idea who she is, and I don't think anybody really knows who she is, but she's in it, so hopefully she's good. Oscar Isaac, Andy Serkis, Max von Sydow, who else? Why am I forgetting people? Adam Driver, Gwendolyn Christie, Lupita Nyong'o, as well as all the original cast too. So it's pretty exciting, and J.J. Abrams is directing it, which is perfect. The use of the practical effects is awesome. It's like the original trilogy, and I don't think there's any point talking now, because it's Star Wars. It's Star Wars, and obviously Disney are behind it, which I think is awesome, because Disney are obviously they're behind the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's the best thing ever. And I remember when this was announced. I think it was December 2012, maybe November 2012 this was announced, and I thought, oh wow, 2015, that just seems light years away, but it's not. It's been relatively quick, and we've got still a little under a year to go, but I'll be there. I've kind of got a pact with myself that I'm going to make sure I'm going to see it a lot of times in theatres. It's going to break my record. I've actually don't think I've ever seen a movie more than twice. I've seen a lot of movies twice in cinemas, but I don't think I've ever seen a movie more than twice in cinemas. I might have seen a movie 3 times, I don't know, but I'm going to make sure I see this a lot more than 3 times, because even if it's terrible, which I'm very confident it's not going to be, and it's Star Wars, need I say more? So, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Feel free to leave in the comments below your most anticipated movies of the year, because there's a lot of movies coming out that are, you know, big movies, so feel free to leave in the comments below your most anticipated movies, and I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'll be back with more videos soon, including a Blu-ray collection video, and bye.